Hello everyone, Calling Around the Wait here, and today I'm back with another Pixel Gun 3D video. In today's video, we're going to be doing another top 5. In today's top 5, we're going to be talking about the top 5 weapons that lost their overpowered fame in Pixel Gun 3D. So, these weapons are basically, back in like, maybe over a year or 2 years ago, these weapons used to be really OP in the game. But since more overpowered weapons came into Pixel Gun 3D, these weapons are not really that good anymore as they used to be back years ago. So, for example, this gun is actually not on this list, but if you guys do remember the anti-gravity blaster back in 2015, this thing was like one of the most powerful weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Definitely the best area damage weapon. It was really good. 3-shot kill, the ruby armor, yeah. That's an example. So, yeah, let's just make sure you guys leave a like down on this video. If we can reach 100 likes in this video, that would be insanely awesome. Yeah, let's try to reach that goal. And yeah, guys, let's get on to this top 5. Now, the first gun on this list is the laser minigun. Now, the laser minigun is still a really good gun to this day. It's still a good gun, but back in 2015 when this weapon was first released, this gun was by far the most OP thing in this game. Like, this thing is basically the automatic peacemaker and a prototype into one single gun. And this weapon, it was really overpowered back in 2015. This thing took out ruby armor players really easily. You know, ruby armor was the max armor back then. You know, after ruby armor, we have advent armor, now champion armor. Like, there was not all that much armor as we do have now in Pixel Gun 3D. Definitely not as much in 2015. Now, this weapon easily took everybody out. Everyone was using this thing. This weapon was also probably the most expensive gun in this game. Definitely by far. It costed like 400 gems or 297 on the sale. And, yeah. So this weapon, you can still get good gameplay with it. It's still a pretty good gun, but since we have guns like, I don't even know. There's a lot of guns in this game that are in the premium section that definitely can beat this gun now. Like, this gun is definitely not as easy to use as it was before. You know, since everyone has jetpacks now, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get kills with the laser minigun. You know, it's a lot harder to kill. Like, you know, we have better miniguns now. We also have the Champion Peacemaker and the Icicle minigun. Those two miniguns are definitely better miniguns than the laser minigun, I would say. So, let's try to get a few more kills with this thing. This weapon's not that hard to use. It's definitely not as easy to use as it was back then in 2015. You know, because we have all these other better weapons you can actually get now. So, you know. Alright, let's just get a few more people with this gun and we'll move on to the number 2 on this list. This list is not in order as well. It's not like the most OP to the least OP or anything. So, yeah, it's not really in order. Alright. Maybe one more. Maybe I can get one more. Come on. You know, that guy had the Black Mamba just a little bit ago. That thing is a lot better than this gun as well. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I need to say for the laser minigun. Let's get on to the next gun on this list. Now, the next gun on this list is the Judge. Now, all of you guys might be surprised by this weapon being on this list. But, basically, back to this weapon. This weapon came out in September 2017. Like a couple of months ago. Not too long ago, actually. So, yeah. So, everyone, since this weapon first came out, everyone thought this weapon was really cool. It's definitely a really cool weapon in this game, since then. Now, basically, this weapon was a one-shot kill. You had to aim the rocket for you to kill someone, and it was actually a really cool weapon. Now, the reason that the Judge is on this list is because since they nerfed the Judge, like you can only shoot 3 rockets instead of like 7 or whatever, and this weapon is not always a one-shot kill. Yeah, a lot of people do not use this gun anymore. Like, this gun is a very rare weapon to see in Pixel Gun 3D. At least for me, honestly, guys, I never see anyone use this weapon anymore. Like, since they nerfed this weapon is so rare now. Like, no one uses it anymore. I'm not even joking. Like, if you play Pixel Gun 3D, you'll go 5 matches without seeing anyone using the Judge. Now, that might be a slight exaggeration. You'll see people every once in a while using the Judge, but this weapon is not very rare in Pixel Gun 3D, and not a lot of people use it and take advantage of this weapon. Now, this weapon is still decent. It's not the best the heavy weapon anymore, but it does take more skill than it originally did when it first came out. Yeah, you can see I'm out of ammo with this weapon because this weapon only has 2 rockets on it, so you always have to be aware of that. So, yeah, this thing only has 2 rockets instead of 7. Actually, this thing has 3 rockets, not 2 rockets, but, yeah, that's all I need to say about the Judge. Let's get on to number 3 on this list. Now, the next gun on this list is the Dragon Breath. Now, the Dragon Breath, backstory of this weapon came out, I believe in 2014 or whatever. I'm pretty sure it came out. And, yeah, this weapon used to be the best weapon in Pixel Gun 3D before Ruby Armor came out. Like, you know, when this weapon first came out, if most people did not have any armor in Pixel Gun 3D. Like, armor was not really that much of a necessity in Pixel Gun 3D. So not a lot of people had armor. And basically the Dragon Breath is exactly the same as it was before. It is exactly the same as it was before. But no one had armor back then. Can you guys imagine how easy it will be kill? That's how good the Dragon Breath was in 2014. Like, this thing will kill in like maybe 4 shots of connecting. And this thing had a very high capacity as well. And very high damage. And it definitely was the best weapon in the game. And this is the first laser weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. This also goes for the Freezer Rifle as well. The Freezer Rifle and the Dragon Breath were the first laser weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, and they were very overpowered back when they first came out. You did have to aim with them, but it did not take very many shots at all. Now, this weapon is still a pretty good weapon, but it's definitely not as easy to use as it was back in 2014. Since we have like 6 levels of armor now, I believe it's 6 levels. Yeah, 6 levels of armor now. No armor versus a lot of armor. It definitely takes this weapon down. Since we have a lot more OP weapons, like, you know, there's a lot of other laser weapons that are better than this one. Like the Freezer Rifle, that weapon does slow down targets. This thing's just a plain laser weapon. Like, there's nothing really special about it, except for probably the high capacity it has. Like, the Freezer Rifle does slow down targets. The Vacuum Barrier is a lot more powerful than this weapon. Like, you know, there's a lot of primary weapons that are better than this gun, because this weapon acts like a primary weapon. So, yeah. It's still a good weapon, but it's definitely not as OP as it was back in 2014. So, let's get one more kill with this weapon. Probably get this guy back here. But, you know, if someone did not have armor, that guy would have been long dead. Like, he would have died, like, 20 seconds after I started shooting him. Before I started shooting him. But, yeah. Let's get on to the 4th weapon on this list. And it's not in the heavy section for once, too. Now, the 4th weapon on this list is the Tactical Bow. Now, the Tactical Bow, when it first came out, this weapon was not, like... It wasn't very overpowered in Pixel Gun 3D. You know, it was just another bow and arrow. Like, pretty much that's all it is. But, there was this one point in Pixel Gun 3D where it was like in 2016, I believe. In mid to late 2016, this weapon became very overpowered. When Dual Mode was first released in Pixel Gun 3D, everyone was using this weapon because this weapon was basically like the magical weapons back in 2014. And, yeah, this weapon was very, very broken in mid to late 2016. This weapon was not always like this. When it was first released, it was not like this. But this weapon was very, very easy to hit players with this weapon. Because, you know, back then, if it was back in 2016, like, I will be hitting this guy right now. Like, this guy will not be very hard to hit. Like, I will hit him, like, all of those shots there. Like, this weapon was very easy to use back in 2016. Now, it was back to normal. Thank God they did fix it. But, if you guys do remember, if you look up videos in 2016, you can see how annoying the Tactical Bow was. But, yeah, it's just another bow and arrow now. It's nothing really special. You know, it has a scope, which is cool, but, yeah, that's pretty much anything. All I have to say about Tactical Bow. It was very overpowered for some reason, but, yeah, it had a very big hitbox, and that was pretty much it for the Tactical Bow. That's the 4th weapon on this list. Let's get on to the last weapon on this list, and, yeah, that was very OP in 2015. Now, the last weapon on this list is the Assault Machine Gun. Now, the Assault Machine Gun, when this weapon was first released, this thing was the best primary weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. You know, nothing beat it. Nothing will beat it. Like, literally nothing was better than this gun. Like, this weapon was arguably the best weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. You know, if you watch Exotic Gaming's top 10 best guns video he made in May 2015, this weapon was number 1 on his list. Now, you know, since we have a lot more better primary weapons than this, you know, you can easily get better weapons than the Assault Machine Gun. This weapon is still a pretty good primary weapon, but, you know, we have guns like the Casanova and, whatever that was. Like, we have guns like the Casanova and the Black Mamba and the Secret Forces Rifle. Like, all those weapons are definitely a lot easier to use and are better than the Assault Machine Gun. You know, the Assault Machine Gun, you know, this weapon was very powerful back in the day when Ruby Armor was the max armor in Pixel Gun 3D. But since we have Champion Armor, this weapon is definitely a lot harder to get kills with than it was in the past. But, you know, the Assault Machine Gun is still a decent primary weapon. It's not the best one in the game, for sure. You know, we have stuff, like I said, like the Casanova and the Secret Forces Rifle, and the Champion Peacemaker. Those things are a lot better than this weapon. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this weapon. That's going to be it for today's list. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave a like down below. It helps out a lot. And subscribe to the channel for more Pixel Gun 3D top 5s. I made quite a few of them. I have a whole playlist on top 5s. You can see them all for yourself. Let's get a kill with the Dragon Breath, the Tactical Bow, and the Assault Machine Gun. That's what I'm going to do. Alright. Alright, we almost got this guy, I think. Wait, no, I don't want to use that. Please don't. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to get kills with all these weapons, I would say. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.